I'm Joe, your mid-range travel expert. Before setting sail on Windstar's Dreams of Tahiti cruise, we spent 3 unforgettable days in Moorea, relaxing at the Hilton, adventuring around the island, and tasting some incredible food. Come see why Moorea stole our hearts. As we approached Tahiti, the sky lit up with a beautiful sunrise, a dreamy first glimpse of paradise. After landing, we picked up our rental car at the airport and made our way to the ferry. Since it was rainy season, a light sprinkle greeted us, just enough to let us know the island was saying hello. We hopped on the ferry with anticipation to visit Moorea. We even saw dolphins. This was our first sign that we were headed somewhere incredible. If you have an upcoming trip to Moorea and planning on taking the ferry, don't forget to watch my ferry guide and also subscribe to the channel for more Tahitian content. We pulled into port and then made our way over to the Hilton. While we waited for our room, we decided to grab some drinks, take a walk around the resort, and then do a little bit of snorkeling. Here is the room. We have 2 loungers and a table. No way. You get coffee. Wow. That's awesome. Shower room. And then look, you can brush your teeth and see the ocean. This is insane. We stayed in a beach overwater bungalow. So you enter from land, but the majority of the bungalow is over water. It was a great mid-range option. Highly recommend watching my Hilton walkthrough video for more details. We did some snorkeling right from our bungalow, and then we enjoyed some happy hour drinks. But then we made the dreaded mistake of taking a 40-minute nap. We slept through our alarm, but the amazing staff at Hilton picked us up and we were able to catch our ride to Rudy's. We had heard so much about Rudy's online before going to French Polynesia. The hospitality was warm and inviting, and the food was lovely. We got a seafood appetizer and we both ended up getting fish dishes. It was simplistic but delicious. There's different sauces to choose from for your fish. When we got back from the hotel after dinner, we fell asleep immediately. So we ended up waking up very early to catch a beautiful sunrise. We started the morning with a beautiful continental breakfast overlooking the Overwater bungalows, and then we headed out for our first excursion. Driving on the island of Moorea was pretty simple. The majority of these roads are right along the water. Our excursion was a little bit more inland, so there's only a few turns you can make. So we make the turn and it is just absolutely majestic. Look at these mountaintops and the beautiful trees. There's even horses on the side of the road. We had to stop and take a look. This kind of looked like Jurassic Park. We were using Google Maps and decided to take a more scenic route, but it felt more like a Snow and Kurt YouTube video. Check them out. We ended up going off-road and having to really navigate some of these huge potholes, and I don't think our car was made for that. We made it through. Now time to go cooking. At Food and Cook Lab Tahiti, you don't just learn about Polynesian food, you live it. It starts with the ingredients, like this beautiful breadfruit, a local staple that's been feeding generations here. We cracked open coconuts, no store-bought shortcuts here. Drank the fresh water straight from the shell. Sweet, earthy, and about as fresh as it can get. Then came the real work, shredding the coconut by hand. It's all about the experience here. Everything's hands-on, and everything connects you back to the land. Out back, there's this rustic outdoor kitchen where we fire roasted our breadfruit over open flames. Food and Cook Lab is run by Stevenson and Audrey. He brings the stories and jokes, and she brings the culinary magic. Together, they've created something really special, a garden-to-table experience rooted in Polynesian traditions. Nate helped cook up the poi, which is a tapioca flour and banana dessert. We poured the mixture over banana leaves and let it cook. Remember that green breadfruit? It's been charred all the way on the outside, and the inside has been soft and starchy. Next up, one of the signature Polynesian dishes, poisson cru. It's pretty much similar to a poke bowl. You have many different mixings and really nice tuna. We started the trip off with the best meal: curry fish, poisson cru, coconut bread, breadfruit, and poi. We learned so much about the island, its culture, and traditions over lunch with Stevenson and Audrey. It featured the island's classics and set the bar way too high. We tried other meals after, but nothing really competed. We got back from our cooking class around 12:30, 1 o'clock. That left plenty of time to go snorkeling. And then, of course, happy hour traditions. We enjoyed beer at the Creperie, which is right by the Overwater Bungalows. And then, of course, cocktails by where we have breakfast every morning. We learned our lesson: no more naps. We ended up going to Moorea Beach Club, which also picked us up. We got breadsticks and then a pizza and had to end the night with a crepe. Another beautiful sunrise. We started our morning with breakfast overlooking the beach, but we were about to trade in the ocean views for jungle roads on a 4x4 tour into the wild heart of Moorea. Our first stop was Belvedere Lookout, Moorea's most iconic viewpoint. From here you can see both Cook's Bay and Opunoho Bay, split by the dramatic Mount Rotuhi. Definitely one of those worth the jet lag moments. Just down the road we stepped into the island's past at a marae, an ancient Polynesian temple where ceremonies were once held. A quick stop, but big history. We kicked things up a notch, off-roading through Moorea's lush interior. It was bumpy, scenic, and full of surprises. Eventually, the jungle opened up and boom, pineapple fields. Rows of low-growing, spiky sweetness as far as the eye could see. Moorea's pineapples are famous for being extra juicy and low in acidity, thanks to the volcanic soil and tropical sun. We got to taste them fresh. No shade to Dole, but this is next level. Our drive continued through the island's interior, climbing higher and higher into Moorea's green hills. We arrived to our next stop, a quiet stream known for its longtime residents, the sacred freshwater eels. Our guide opened a can of fish, and within seconds, the eels started to appear, gliding right up to the shallow water like they knew it was feeding time. They've been coming to the stream for generations, and in Polynesian culture, they're considered sacred, often seen as the guardians of the fresh water, or the symbols of ancestral spirits. We then headed to Manatee, Moorea's local distillery and juice factory. That's where we spotted the pineapple brute. We'd end up sharing it at the Sofitel on the final day of our 2-week Polynesian vacation. But now, it's time for a little taste of the island, straight from the source. After a few shots of rum at Manatee, we made a quick stop at a nearby spot for pineapple and jam tastings. Let's just say the rum was starting to hit, so everything tasted extra delicious. There was a gift shop too, but we were more interested in the free samples. We started this tour with a viewpoint and ended with one too. This private swing sits high above the island with sweeping views, and if you look closely, you can even spot the Manava Hotel below. It was a perfect way to wrap up the tour. One last breathtaking view before heading back. As soon as we got back, we jumped in the water to do some more snorkeling. This time we did it underneath the creperie bar. Even though it was only our 3rd day, the Hilton happy hours had somehow become part of our nightly rituals. So of course we had to go back one more time for one last sunset before kicking off our Windstar cruise adventure. Make sure to check out that video. Our last morning at the Hilton, we started with a nice shallow snorkel right off the shore. We saw an epic school of fish. As we took one last look outside of our bungalow, we saw this amazing stingray. What a great way to end our time at Hilton. Bye-bye, Hilton. We drove around the island of Moorea. We'll show you some of the highlights we experienced. We went to Snack Mahana for a light lunch. Many of the snack shops only take cash. We were running a bit low, so we decided to just share a light lunch and then go somewhere else for a second lunch. We went to French Polynesia during rainy season, so it can go from sunshine to rain within seconds. But check out the next clip. This was literally minutes later. After our cruise, we were returning to Moorea for one more night at the Sofitel. so we drove by it and actually got to see some of the Overwater bungalows. We stayed at a Horizon bungalow towards the end. Across the street from the ATM, we had our second lunch at Ma's Cafe. Beautiful views, you can sit outside, but it was a little warm. We ended up getting the swordfish burger. It was so yummy. It was time to say goodbye to Moorea, for now. We drove onto the ferry, soaking in our final views of the island as we made our way back to Tahiti to start our Windstar cruise adventure. If you enjoyed exploring Moorea with us, make sure to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe for more mid-range travel adventures. And let us know in the comments, have you been to Moorea or is it on your list? As they say in Tahiti, nana!